So in NBA, the big thing when it comes to my team, if you do play it, is the exchange. It's something that you basically can give in your worst players and hopefully, it's not always, get better players for them. So what it comes to down to is you've got multiple different things you can go for. So this is kind of like day one. They will give you different exchange. It's almost like a selection. So like you've got the 80 overall, 87. Later on down the line, you'll end up with higher overalls as well, which will be nice. But we have got the 80, the 84, and the 87. You've also then got shoes that you can get as well. You've also then got a few kind of other stuff that will come in the next week that they will be announcing very, very soon. But in terms of right now, this is all we've got to go off. So if you want a diamond shoe variety option, then obviously you've got to do something for it. You've got to put in the cards to be able to do this. So for instance, just because the players are very, very simple to do, for instance, if we're looking for an 87, we are looking for a sapphire or higher. We're looking for at least, say 5 of them. You need to put 5 of them in to be able to get an 87. As you can imagine, at the start of the game, you might not have loads to give away. If you look at the 84 overall, you've got to give overalls of an emerald or higher. You've got to give 7 of them. And then finally, the 80 plus, you've got to give yourself at least 8 of gold or higher. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter if you put an emerald in the 80 if you're just trying to figure it out and just put it in, but you do want to try and use the lowest of the low. So for instance, if you know 8 of these players are just not going to be used, there is nothing for them, then they can go into the exchange and give you hopefully something back. And that is going to be what they're kind of used for, really. It's the main thing that you're going to do, because likely chances you're not going to have an auction house for them, especially as we go further into the game. There's just going to be very little point for them. So trying to get that higher rated card, and obviously the bigger that you put in, hopefully the better that you put out as well. It isn't always working like that. Sometimes you can just hit an absolute gem in the 80 plus, but likely chances are you should get a lot more of a return from an 87 plus, because it does cut all the waffle out. Now obviously if you do get an 80 plus, and for instance he's emerald, then you could go ahead and put him in the 84, and if you just continue to do that, you would be able to then obviously keep going with that, which is nice. But in general, in terms of the exchange, it's very, very kind of self-explanatory. The same with the shoes, for instance. If you're going to put in bronze shoes, you need to put in at least 10 of them. Then you'd have to do the same again for a gold shoe. You'd have to put in silvers. And then finally, you have to put in 10 of the gold shoes to get yourself a variety pack of a diamond shoe. So it is just keeping a hold on them. Obviously, to get more players, you either buy them from the auction, you either go from the packs, and just generic rewards as well. Throughout the season, you could potentially get more. And that's really all there is to it.